My guest today is Manmeet Kaur. Manmeet is the founder of WebEasy, a leading marketing agency that helps coaches grow their online presence and reach their target audience. Under her leadership, WebEasy has become known for its innovative approach, strategic thinking, and exceptional customer service. She has been featured in brands like Elementor and Midday. Manmeet is passionate about helping businesses succeed and is always seeking new and better ways to drive growth and success for her clients. I warmly welcome Manmeet Kaur. Welcome to BrandsTalk.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be here and to be on your show. Thank you so much for inviting me.
You're so welcome, Manmeet. I'm happy to have you today. Before we go deep into all things AI and branding and the human connection of the two, can you tell us a little bit about your personal story and how you got there where you are at now?
Yes, so it's a long story, but I'll try to put it short. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur since the beginning. And a lot of people don't know I know Japanese as well. I've been a Japanese translator and worked in corporates like IBM. So I took the plunge of quitting my job and starting my business when I got married because I had my partner back in India. And for the past 3 years, I've been trying to grow and do things so that I can achieve the dream of becoming an entrepreneur. So that's my long story short.
Okay, great. I didn't know that you're speaking Japanese. It's
Yes,
unbelievable. Isn't it a hard language to study and to learn?
yes, it absolutely is because languages like Japanese and Chinese are script languages. You actually have pictorial representations of the way it is written. So it takes time to study, learn, and to even write down. I did it.
So, how many languages do you speak?
I think three or four. It would be English, Hindi, Japanese, and a little bit of Punjabi because that comes from my culture. So three to four.
Because in India, there's also a lot of different dialects. And
Yeah.
so that you have to have also to speak your local language here as well, right?
Yes. In my community and the place where I live, we usually use Hindi as a local language. So
Oh,
that's what I speak Hindi.
okay. Sounds great. All right. So you started your own business. You were an entrepreneur, a very successful entrepreneur. And how was your journey at the beginning, especially when you started out? Where were the difficulties? What was easy going for you? Can you dive into that a little bit?
Yes. So I think what was easy going for me was that while I was in my job, I started prepping up for putting up a business is because I did not start the business, left the job. I started it way before I left my job, speaking with people, telling them that I do this, I've learned this particular skill. Would you like to work with me as a client? Starting with very low of fees just to get the experience because I've not yet started. Tasted a little bit of what entrepreneurship looks like and then took the plunge fully to leave my job. Even then, I would say that even when you're preparing like I did, it is difficult is because you are in a panic situation. For someone like me who has been earning for a long time, especially after the school, immediately you do not have income of your own now. It's because you've taken the plunge to do business, your income goes to zero. You have very little. So what you're earning as a salary is way different from what you're going to do in your business, especially when you're starting out. So that panic that what am I going to do? And people who earn for a long time, especially for me, I would say, and I speak for myself here, that we do not really feel like asking money from someone. It feels like I can do it. I've had that. I can do it myself. And if I want to spend somewhere, I should be doing it on my own money. That's the kind of feeling I've had. So
Hmm.
even though I've had all the support in the world financially as well, I felt no, if I want to buy something for a luxury or for a desire, necessities are taken care of by my family, by my husband. But if luxury needs to be bought, it has to be my money. I can't put it on someone else. So that's the kind of feeling which puts you in panic, which says, oh, should I go back to job? Should I take some money as a backup and then start my business? This is one thing that I tell a lot of people that I did is my husband was my backup, my financial backup. But people should have 6 months of saving in their bank account before they start a business,
Mhm.
because that feeling in your heart is terrible, which makes you feel that, oh, I don't have the money. And then you panic. You feel like, should I go back to the job? Should I do something of this sort? So even I had that in the first 2 years of my business. Every 3 months, I would tell my husband, okay, this is the opportunity. Should I go and work here? I'll do 6 months of job and I'll put the money. But I think I would admit it that he was the one who did not let me go that road. And today I can say that I'm successful.
Yeah.
So you need one, financial backing to keep that momentum. And second, you need a supportive family to pull you from all the negative thoughts that you have. So that's what I would say.
I think that is a good advice. First of all, to start your business as a sideline while you're still in your job and not just jumping ship into the unknown without any
Right.
preparation. And then to have some financial safety
Support. Yeah.
support. First of all, support from others, but also money that saves you for the next couple of months, 6 months, maybe a year or even more, because you don't
Right.
know when you actually earning that much money that you can support yourself. Because I think a lot
Right.
of entrepreneurs are underestimating the time until business really starts going.
Right. It's a roller coaster. It's going to be up and down and up and down. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. So talking about entrepreneurship, and now let's dive more into branding. How important do you think is it to align your personal brand? Because as an entrepreneur, especially when you're a solopreneur, you are the face of your company. Yeah. So personal branding becomes very important. Also, when we talk about the different social media platforms where you are presenting yourself mostly as a person. And here, personal branding comes in. And how strongly have personal brand and a business brand to be aligned, because one goes into the other one. So, how can entrepreneurs effectively merge the two for maximum impact? What is your take on that?
I have a very interesting take on that. And I'm glad you asked that question. It's because I think I'm trying to advocate the idea that personal brand drives a business brand and not the other way around. In an age, especially in the world of AI, we live in an age where people want to trust people. If I go to a Facebook page or if I see an ad and I see a logo and a banner there, I do not really want to be trusting that brand. I don't know what that brand speaks. I don't know what is the credibility of that brand. But if there is a human face there, I know I am speaking to a human being. And if I may say that my entire business in the last 3 years that has grown because of people wanted to work with Manmeet and they knew Manmeet. And that's how they wanted to be associated with WebEasy. WebEasy is just a brand name for them. There's no human there. There's no face there. There's just a logo that cannot connect to them on an emotional level, that cannot understand their pains, their problems. But a human can understand other humans' problems and pain. So I would say that you build a business brand, you build a logo, and you build your company, but that is going to be driven up with you as an individual. You understanding the people, you understanding the pain, you understanding the problem, because I keep repeating this. Humans want to trust humans. People want to work with people and not the other way around. Yeah.
Perfect. I love your take when you say personal brand drives business brand. And that's so true. I love that. And especially now we talk about the digital age, the person has to be in the forefront. It's about the human connection that we have with someone else, right? The logo is in the background, it is there. Yeah, sure. But we want to know what is behind all of that. And that's the people that make it. Also, in huge company, it comes to that level as well. When the managers, the CEO are those that actually are the spokes people for their company. Just think about Apple. We had Steve Jobs, and it goes on and on. And there are some companies where we rather relate to Oprah Winfrey, for example, and her company own. Many people don't even know the company in the background. It's really about the people. So in the digital age, do you have some When it comes to that, do you have some key strategies or tips you would recommend for entrepreneurs looking to establish and enhance their personal brand?
Yes, I think the first thing to begin with is that always be, as a founder, as the person who started the business, always be the face of the business. Even though you want a page with your business brand, for example, on Facebook and you see Debbie, that's going to be the photo of me and my co founder. It's not a logo, it's us. So, very simple things such as put your own pictures there. When you create content, don't be all about your products and services. This is my product, this is my services. Show your life a little. Who are you like in your life? Where do you travel? What are your beliefs? What are your thoughts? What are your likes? What are your dislikes? What does a bad day look like for you? Because having said that, not everybody has a perfect life. There are bad days. So open up a little, show up a little side of yours through your content. So I would say when you're building up a business brand and you're trying to do it through a personal brand, there are two things. One, show up a little and try to make the other person feel that you are as normal as the other person is and your life is all not perfect. Let them learn from your challenges, your thought processes, and create consistent content which becomes the voice of your brand. You speaking like today, this podcast that you're doing regularly on your LinkedIn is your voice, is your personal brand growing. Because when people come here, they're going to understand that how are you growing your business? How are you putting the thoughts, the people that come on your show, what are their thoughts, what they can learn from them. So this now becomes a piece of distribution for your brand to create. So creating content and making the content the voice of the brand through your own face, what my recommendation would
Yeah. So all in all, it's about storytelling as well. This is a tricky thing because with storytelling, with telling our story, we become vulnerable and we show how we mastered our journey and give examples, metaphors of what we're talking about. So, how can we integrate storytelling as a powerful tool in brain? When is it appropriate? How far should we go? When is it too much? How do we best use it?
That's the great question. And I would rightly agree that you said that storytelling can be very tricky because there is a piece of information that should be shared and there should be some information that should be kept to yourself. So when I talk about storytelling, one thing I would want to say is that it can be divided in two parts. One is you share real stories, and second is you add the fact or the process into that real story to make it relatable for the other person. For example, and why I say storytelling works or why are we advocating storytelling is because people connect with emotions again. If I go out and let's say that I am trying to tell people how to lose weight, and I go out and tell them that if you eat this much of protein, this much of carbohydrate, you're going to lose 5 kilos of weight, and this is how you're going to look like. People will be like, oh, great, that's nice. But they would not want to be interested in it. But what if I go out and say that I was talking to a friend today and she was sharing all about her diet. We were sitting at the lunch table. We were deciding what to order. And then we started to talk, and she told me that this is what she eats. And then people are like, oh, there are two people involved. They're talking on the lunch table. Okay, what is going to happen? It's like you are hooked. You want to know what happened next. It's just not facts now. It's a thread which you are involved in. So say the same thing that you want to. Say, share the same concept that you want to. If you want to tell people how LinkedIn can benefit you for your business, show them the concept that how can LinkedIn benefit for your business. But do that through a story. And stories, like I said, I'll come back to my previous point, can be divided into real stories and can be divided into how you put the concept into that real story. So when we talk about real stories, always make sure that do not share private, intimate details of a relationship. That is something that is vulnerable on the internet. Second, do not share any financial data, any cards, anything of that sort. Basically, if you do not share any information that can be vulnerable and take us to any scam or fraud or threat, that should be avoided. Now, there is one simple exercise that I usually share with people to do when it comes to storytelling. So, what I tell them is that bringing out stories should not be a heavy task, it should be easy. So, once your day is over, 9 o'clock in the night, 10 o'clock in the night, whatever is your bedtime, just close your eyes for 5 minutes and recall your day at once. That I got up, I brushed my teeth, and then I sat on my laptop, I had my coffee, and whatever your day routine looks like, 5 minutes is going to take you. Just recall the entire day. And then look for potholes in your day. So you do two things. Step one is that you recall your entire day and you write down what all you did. Second, you share what are the concepts that you want to show on social media. So I put up 5 concepts that this is what I want to teach people about. Let's say one of my concept is time management. And in my day, I saw that I started my work at 10:30. And during my day, I missed a task. I missed a deadline. So I used this story that why did I miss a deadline? What happened the other day that I was not able to put up to it? And I shared the concept of time management. So what I did in my day yesterday can be linked with the concept that I want to share. And it goes on the social media as a story, which people are interested in because now it is a real human going through a real day. Emotion is there, problem is there, and people will get to it. I think I went a little too long, but that's how I think it should be.
It's a story of the story.
Yes,
I like that. Thank you so much for these tips. So, from tips to the mistakes, what are, in your opinion, the biggest mistakes and entrepreneurs or businesses make when it comes to their branding efforts? How can they avoid or rectify such mistakes to ensure a stronger brand presence?
okay, so I think this is a very subjective question. It's because each business, each niche is very personal to the person because a brand is again very personal to the person who started it. They bring their own core values, they bring their own methodology, their own psychology to the brand, and that is what is carried on by the team. So I think this question would be very subjective to each of the person. But if I have to answer in one simple statement, I would say that one thing that everybody should take care of is that always try to be a leader when you're trying to do branding for your own business. Try to show there that you are open for as much as learning that you are about to give there because you're an expert in one field. You might be an expert of, let's say, LinkedIn, how to grow a LinkedIn, but you might not know how Facebook ads are done. So while you are there and you're telling people how to grow your LinkedIn, always be open in your content and seek advice. Okay, how can I learn this? Show that you're an expert in one thing, but do not try to show that I know everything as a business owner. I know everything as a founder. What I'm trying to say is be humble. I see. That's one line.
Yeah. I think when you say, I know all of that already, you're very much limiting your
Yes.
world because we never know everything and there's always so much to learn, especially from others. Because when we learn from others, we also can put ourselves into relation and see also ourselves in a specific light. We learn more about ourselves by reaching out to others and be in discussion about
Right.
new things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, about new things. And I think that's a good segue into our next question because it's the core of our discussion today, all things AI. So there's an abundance of AI tools out there right now, Chat GPT, Microsoft's Edge with Bing, and Google Spark. There is a lot out there. How do you see branding evolving? We have a certain situation right now. Every day something new is coming up, new integrations with AI tools. I see that also when it comes to the software I'm using. So, how do you see branding evolving now and going forward? What role do you think AI will play in shaping the branding landscape?
I think that when it comes to branding, content creation is going to become a little easier because content is a large part of how you brand yourself out there. So I think with AI, of course, content creation is going to become very easy. There are lots of tools and lots of YouTube videos teaching you how to create mask bulk content, how to create YouTube AI videos, or how to earn $1,000 with ChatGPT. But I really feel they're all misleading people is because as much as AI is here to help us, is here to enhance us, I time and again say that if you are going to produce bulk of videos, quality will always play over quantity. If you put in 300 videos in a month, and if I'm putting 30 of them, and if I'm putting my quality and time into it, I might well be able to do better than those 300 videos. So, with respect to branding, especially, I feel that people should use AI as a tool to get them started and to push them and help them to They do not have to start with a blank board now. They have something to get started with. So I think people should acknowledge AI as a tool to enhance their skills, to enhance their thought processes, and to help them whenever there is a roadblock.
Yeah.
But completely from scratch, depending on AI, is not going to help you become a genuine brand out there. People are going to smell that messy stuff, is what I feel.
Yeah, yeah. So for me, I use it too. I love it. And especially when it comes to having this writer's block, it helps me to just get started and then my ideas coming. I do it to have to get fresh ideas, things that I haven't thought about. It's learning something new and embracing something else into that. Oh, I should combine this or that as well and integrate this and that. Of course, for content creation is also a great tool to use it. And there's so many more. I'm very careful when it comes to market research. Coming from academia, you have other sources, and I rather trust those sources than any AI tool, of course. But it really helps to getting started. And you are faster in also in teaching, I think, because I'm always part of this Harvard educator classes now when it comes to how to use chat GPT with students. This is amazing how fast you can actually walk through one session with chat GPT, and also for the students to integrate that in their homework. It's fantastic. But also for entrepreneurs, I'd say it's a great tool to get us started and to become more creative. Now, going forward with that, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that think, oh, it's gonna replace a virtual assistant. So how do we deal with all of this feedback that is coming, or the thoughts that people are having, or the concerns that people are voicing? How can we integrate, or how can AI enhance and not replace human connections in branding?
Yes. So I definitely feel that branding has a lot to do with creativity, with your thought process, who you are, how you represent yourself, and what your content talks about. And all of this, again, is a person coming from their headspace. And when you say that the narrative of how AI is going to replace jobs, I think it should be slightly there for sure. But AI is not going to replace jobs. AI is going to reduce jobs because AI I see as a technology that is going to reduce the work that was needed. It is going to bring in more comfort work. For example, if I share a very, silly example in our homes, back in the days, years and years ago, when there were no washing machines, we would wash it with, and then when people used to get busy, they would hire people to wash clothes for them. So because every house needed somebody to wash clothes. But today, because we have washing machines, so a lot more jobs have reduced. It's because washing machine is doing the job and it has brought a comfort work. It's easy. You put in all the clothes, it's out in half an hour, the job is done. The same example as a typewriter. Before the computers came in, there used to be a lot of people typing all day long. And one wrong mistake, you do it all over again. As the computer came and the jobs reduced, the people who coped up with the new technology were able to move forward. And so I would say that one, it is going to reduce jobs, not replace for sure. And people who cope up with technology, who move with the fast growing economy that we are and the world that we are, they're going to move forward. And people who would want to stay where they are, I'm sorry, they will stay where they are. They will not be able to move forward. So that's my take.
Interesting. Thank you so much. I also see that you have to integrate that and embrace that in order to go
Yes.
forward, because there will be no world without AI. Yeah.
And also, I have a very interesting thing that I'm missing, that AI is going to work as much it will, but we need a human to give the prompt for it to work. ChatGPT is not going to produce results until you go and say, write a blog post for me on this topic. So it is not going to replace all jobs. I would say the better word is reduce jobs.
Use jobs, making it easier for us.
Yes, it's comfort work coming in for all the entrepreneurs and the people who are running their own brands.
Exactly, exactly. Great. And I want to switch gears a little bit and move into the topic of entrepreneurs who are coaches and educators or mentors who are running online services like courses and challenges and you name it, and workshops, online workshops. So, what are some key considerations or strategies you would recommend for successful marketing and promotional activities for such educational offerings?
Okay, so I would definitely say that before you start even sales and marketing of all the courses that you want to put, my number one strategy is going to be, and this comes saying on how to create a WordPress website in my Zenler right now, but nobody bought it for a long time and it's laying still and people don't watch it. Is because I did not do the effort of going out and talking to people. I did a Google research, I did Udemy research, I did all kinds of research needed to understand my target audience. But I did not do that. One thing that was needed is step out and go online, talk to your community, talk to people, and actually ask them what do they need. So my strategies should be that when you start your sales and marketing, number one is that start talking to people, become a part of communities, join Facebook groups, ask people that do you want to learn this? Is there a market there? Do people want to buy? Do people want to purchase? And if they want to, what is the number one problem they're struggling with? Second step is choose one social media platform to begin with. I always say this is because I also try to do that. I'll start all social media at once: Facebook, YouTube, Insta, all of it at once. And each social media is different. Instagram at that point needed post and reels started coming in. YouTube was more about long term content. LinkedIn was more about written content. And you, as a person who's starting individually, does not have the time and space to write content separately and in different formats for all the social media. So pick your leverage. Who is your audience? Is there a lot of young generation in your audience? Go pick Instagram. Are you a B2B business? Go pick LinkedIn. Do you think it's more middle aged, or do you think your audience is more to do that you can interrupt them, you can stop them, and you can show them ads? Pick Facebook. So pick your leverage, master one platform at a time, get success there, and from there drive your audience to other social media. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great answer. Thank you so much for that. You have mentioned Zenler. It's an platform for online courses, workshops, challenges, and coaching. So you're part of this British team. Can you briefly explain what Zenler offers and how it differs from other platforms in the market?
Yes, absolutely. I'd love to do that. So I'm a product educator with Zenler as a part of their team. It's been more than 1 year. And Zenler is an all-in-one marketing system, and it is specially built for people who want to drive their businesses solo. It is not really for people who are designers or would want to get more technical. It's an easy platform for people who want to build their own marketing funnels, build their own email sequences, put their courses there, or maybe use Zoom because the Zenler paid plan comes with a Zoom integration within it. So it's an all-in-one platform so that we do not have to go at four different places, pay at four different places, and then put your head together to put all of them together. We have it in one platform for you, making it easy for you to run your business in once.
Okay, that's wonderful. Yeah, I'm using it and I'm very happy with it. And that's how we got to know each other. Yeah, over the last couple of months or even longer than that. Beautiful. Is there anything else that I've forgotten about artificial intelligence, branding? Is there anything that you want to add and maybe also talk a little bit about your services? Is there anything that you are promoting at the moment?
I think whenever it comes to branding, whenever it comes to business, and when people are trying to scale their business, I would point and again say one thing that I did not do at the time when it was needed is creating content to build an authority or to build in trust. Is because that people are already sold, and I would want to highlight one particular thing that we've been working for our clients for a long time now, and we've had success in three of our clients. So whenever a new lead comes in, first of all, we have to understand that when a lead comes in your funnel, they are not going to be involved. Everybody needs to accept that fact. Even agencies who are working for other clients, please do not promise your clients leads from the day they start working with you or from 15 days or 20 days because it takes time. The process of conversion takes time. If I were to buy from someone, I wouldn't buy it the first time I see that ad. I'm going to do my own digging. I'm going to become a detective, go to that social media platform, dig in, see what they've been doing, what are people talking about them. That is when I'm going to take the call of pulling out my credit card. But if somebody tells me that here is a PDF free for you, I'm not going to think, I'm going to put my email ID to them. And that's the goal. You've given something for free and you've got their email address, which is a goal in today's age. So one thing that we've done for 3 of our clients is, one, we tell them that do not expect immediate conversions until and unless you are doing a one-on-one call. If you are selling something on a pre-based notion or self-paced course or something of that sort, then you need a longer pipeline. If you are getting people into a funnel where you are asking them to book a call with you in the next 2 days, it's easier to do. People can do that because they've just seen your resource that you've given them, and now you're moving them to a booking a call. That's easy. But one thing to highlight is that do not promise your clients, and you accept this one thing. You means everybody is listening to us, that accept the fact that leads are not going to convert immediately. They're going to take their own sweet. Between the sign up on the time they convert, to keep them warmed up. Is because if there are 4 brands competing against each other, the brand that wins is constantly is in touch with that particular person. And how do you do that? We follow this one strategy for all our clients. It's called a 7-day email sequence. So as soon as a new lead comes in, immediately, for example, I were to come into your funnel, I give you my email ID and I'm in your. Now, before I make a choice to buy from you, I would want to know that who you are. Again, personal brand comes in. Who you are, what you're doing, what's your story, how did you get here, how did you learn it, what's your credibility. If you're trying to teach me how to lose weight, have you lost weight? Was that your problem? Or did you do it for a family member of client of yours that has seen results? You tell them all of this in 6 days without any sales call to action. Simple call to action which says, hey, this is who I am, this is my story, what are your thoughts? Give me a reply depending upon the context of the email. The 7th email is when you give them a sales call to action. It could be book a call with me, go check my courses, go check my training. And then from there, send them around 1 to 2 emails every week to keep them warmed up. So that even if they're ready to buy from you from 1 year from now, they've got so much value that you do not need to make that sales offer. They're sold already. So I see keeping the leads warmed up in the process and accepting the fact that somebody who's coming in today might not just become a customer today is something that all brands, all agencies should accept as a fact, and it is going to be easier to do the sales and marketing.
Yeah. It takes a while. It doesn't happen from today until tomorrow. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for all the golden nuggets that you're sharing with us. We are almost at the end now, and I would like to do a quick word wrap with you. Are you ready for it?
Then I'm excited.
All right. So the first term would be story.
Brand.
Oh. AI. Community.
Connection.
Women empowerment.
Me.
Wow, great. I like that. And last but not least, brands.
Brands. Stories.
Stories. Good. Manmeet, thank you so much. Where can listeners find you if they want to get in touch with you?
Yes, so you can head over to my website. That's www.wpwebeasy.com, or else I'll put a comment below this video and you can come say hi on LinkedIn and I'd love to catch you.
Perfect. Wonderful. Manmeet, again, thank you so much for being on my show today. It really was a pleasure having you here talking about how AI can enhance and not replace human connection in branding and all things branding. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.